Hey everybody, Zath bringing you another episode of Zath's Replay Theater, this time with more pudding.
Yay, because life is better with pudding.
50% more pudding, indeed. So we have the HSF High School Fleet Harekaze in a Tier 8 top tier battle on shards. Ugh.
I am creaming myself right now because I'd love to be the Harekaze.
Why? There's carriers.
Okay. It's an independence. I'm not worried.
True. Very true. So,
And there's an enemy Benson, so you will outspot him first anyways.
so you play the Harekaze a lot. Puddin', what's so great about it?
Now, my personal opinion is this is the best DD in the game.
What?
Now, I mean, I have featured this ship numerous times on our channel at, BIA World of Warships.
That's right, I should have plugged your channel last time, sorry.
I do love this ship. And the reason I say this is the best ship, and I've been called out on it so many times from people saying, no, it's just perfectly balanced. Well, doesn't that make it the best freaking ship then? It's perfectly balanced.
Huh.
Best concealment in game. You know what? The only thing that beats you is a tier 2. You're never going to see a tier 2. Those days are gone, thank God.
Yes. Yeah.
You have
no,
concealment, full concealment, 5.4 kilometers. Exactly the same as a Kagero. But the difference is you get workable torpedoes. These are stock Kagero torps. They only do 62 knots instead of 67, but they're still 10-kilometer torps. But more importantly, you get your choice between two gun setups. This gentleman is running the 100 mil ACT guns, so IFAG is going to be needed, but the AP on those things are real. Yep. The other is the 127, which are actually the Montana's secondary guns. Now, the difference between the two is these are 2 barrels per turret for the 100 mil, and the 127 is 1 barrel per turret. But man, you don't even have to worry about those things because you can instantly turn them on the drop of a dime. The only thing that turns faster is the Atlanta turrets.
Now, one quick correction, there's actually 3 gun setups because there's also the stock Kagero gun as well that you can equip if you wanted to. Though most people would never do that.
At that point, you deserve to get team killed because if you're going to use the stock Kagero turrets, play the Kagero.
Play Kagero then. Exactly right. So
there's no point. That's why I don't pull it out.
So we see Avalon here using the Harekaze or the Akizuki guns, which most people prefer to play with. And let's talk real quick about flags, because you know me, I like to talk flags. So we've got Commander Edge, XP, and Fire Flag, Anti-Detonation, which is good, especially in ranked. Hint, 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 hint. Credit Reduction Flag from cost of the battle. I don't know that I'd play that on this ship particularly, since it's a premium, but you could. Papa Papa for XP, for free XP, I should say. Juliet Whiskey for Blood Chance, Zulu for credits, and Sierra Mike for speed. So those are all the fixins, huh?
Well, you definitely need the Sierra Mike. You definitely need the speed, because this is the one thing it does lack is speed.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I do suspect you get this glorious 5.4 detection. This ship is also, in my opinion, perfectly fine in a tier 10 game. You have 5.4 detection. Nothing at tier 10 is going to see you. The only problem that turns into tier 10 is radar.
Right. Now, Avalon 304 does not have Concealment Expert on his captain, so we have to assume that his captain is maybe an 8-pointer or something like that. Also interesting of note, but did you see he's running Torpedo Reload Booster instead of Smoke?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You can go with true builds on the Harekaze. You can go with the Torp build, which is going to be perfectly fine for all of your IGN destroyers.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you actually want to use the 127 mil guns because you don't need the IFHE to do damage.
Right.
If you can put a dedicated captain in the Harekaze, Smoke, IFHE. I use my Harekaze to go hunt down destroyers, and I love doing that. It's the other thing is being at this tier right now. If you had smoke, you could just park and do so much damage to the ships, and then when they're dumb enough to give you broadside, you will punish ships with your AP. Destroyers, cruisers, battleships, you will absolutely punish. The other thing is, what I love about this ship is, was it 9.4 kilometers for your guns? You're like, oh my god, why do you love that? That's no range. Exactly. Nobody can see me after I kill the destroyer I am actively fighting.
Right.
Because most things aren't going to be within her, which is why I do not take advanced fire training. Now, not sure why he flooded I know why he flooded the area with torpedoes.
For that reason.
But here's the thing: did he need to use his consumable there? No.
Yes.
His first set was the one that got it. I'm pretty sure
that was the second.
Well, you know what? We will watch back later, but I'm pretty sure it was his first set.
Can't go back later, but we can try to do.
And all of them are dead, but one.
That's the second set, because the other ones have already died off. That's got to be the second set he fired.
But I mean, you know what? If it's the second set, hey, right call. If it was the first set, wrong call. We'll find out later.
Either way, the
destroyer's dead. Job was done.
Right.
This is a low destroyer game, even with carriers. So destroyers are a premium. You want to protect them. The other thing is, why would I go with smoke instead of torp reload? Not easy to cap contest with a carrier that can just keep a plane over you and spot you.
No, you can see that he's kind of forced now to put himself in a position to essentially torpedo the Cleveland when the Cleveland comes into C-cap.
He might be able to get the Bismarck too, depending on what he wants to do. But, absolutely, he's in an excellent position to get something. There's the Bismarck pulling the reverse because, you know what? Yes, I'm a brawler that can't go out and brawl.
I don't know why he's doing that, but hey, whatever.
Hey, it's going to give him more time for these torpedoes to potentially hit him.
Yep.
This is the other thing why I personally take smoke. You get that flood, you smoke up me and just start, oh, look, I got my fire. Just, not now I can run away. I've got damage over time done to the gentleman. You know what? Let my friendlies chunk him down to hopefully let my fire get the kill on the guy, or if a teammate does it, whatever, the guy's dead.
Now, one thing to note right now is you do not want to get in the cap at this moment. And you don't want to get in the cap right now, at least, because you don't want that Bismarck or anybody else to know you're there. As soon as the Bismarck knows you're in the cap, he's going to immediately assume torpedoes are on the way, he'll stop reversing, and your torpedoes will miss. So what you want to do is go just south of the cap, for right now at least, until those torps hit the Bismarck or go past, then go back in.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to wait to see what your torpedoes are going to do. But the other thing is, you know what? The guy's reversing. If he stops to go forward, it's even more time he's in front of these torps, because battleships just don't get up and go. So, there's only 2 fish in the water. It looks like one possibly may hit or not.
Nope, none.
So, yeah, it kind of didn't matter with him getting in there. The island was the one that screwed over his torpedoes.
Uh-huh.
But I do like how he's still looking down the center. I'm assuming he is targeting the Bismarck. For those of you who do not know, some of the bugs for the replay is when you target something with the torpedoes, sometimes it doesn't show up in the replay. I'm assuming he's looking at the Bismarck. He is doing something 100% correct. Because so many people are running priority target, whether it be battleships and or a cruiser. He's keeping his torpedoes on so nobody knows when he's dropping them unless somebody's actively doing a timer in their head.
Yeah, but in this situation, I don't think I would have fired both of my sets of torps like that. Good cap at the last second there, though. That was good.
You know what? maybe he's using his torps for the right thing to keep the Bismarck away from him. Just kind of, like, hey, you better do something to stop pushing or you're going to eat something. He did get 2 floods. He got DCP out. But spotted 4 people looking at him. And if Bismarck was running any sort of Nuremberg setup, those Nurembergs would have been shooting.
Yep. And he's probably got his Hydra running now.
But, I mean, here's the debate between torp reload and smoke. If you had smoke, you could have just stopped, put them on fire, and then move on with yourself. Don't linger in your smoke. If your point of sitting in that smoke is to get something burning and you get a fire, do a couple more. If you don't get the fire, move on. Get out of there.
Yep.
The carrier could be dropping on you, but of course there's a friendly carrier. But don't linger in your smoke unless you know it's safe.
Now, one thing he could have done too back there when the Bismarck was pushing in, he could have used his torpedo reload booster then to instantly get another spread available to flood the area again. For whatever reason, he didn't do that. I have a feeling he's going to use it again now after setting off these.
See, at this point, I'm thinking the enemy know that you have a torp reload booster, but I don't know why he's not using it here.
Yeah.
Possibly to get the Nelson?
Oh, I'd still launch the other one, and by the time you get in the position to hit the Nelson, your torps will be up anyway.
Well, he get those torps reloaded to where I go more of the gun build because I do have a dedicated captain in my Harekaze. I'm sure this is why he's running torp reload. You know what? I love what he did right there.
Yep.
I love what he did. Gets
So
behind the
very good.
island and shot the Cleveland, knowing that the Cleveland was not going to be able to retaliate, but he still put shots downrange on the Cleveland to get some sort of damage.
He didn't even get detected, and I mean, had he gotten a fire, that would have either forced the DCP or it would have gotten him some free damage.
That's the one thing we see so many destroyers not do. You're about to go behind an island. You can shoot something, and they don't use their guns. I don't know why IGN captains just don't use their guns very much. I mean, it baffles me on why Gearings never use their guns, but that's another topic for another day.
It's a Gearing Kaze. That's how they play. It's okay. Alright, use your... There you go. Good. And he's going to flood the area with another set of torps. I don't know if I would do the same spot, though.
Well, I'm suspecting he's going possibly for 2 ships at once. But like I said, some of the problem with the replays, we don't know exactly who he's targeting because you can see it's targeted on the Cleveland, but those torps are nowhere near what
he's not targeting the Cleveland. I figured the
he's
first one's
obviously...
Bismarck. Look at this.
I'm thinking he's going after these 2 battleships. He's flooding the area, aiming for both of these guys, knowing that somebody's going to hit something. The Bismarck's dead. The Colorado's going to eat 2. No, just eat 1, but he did force a DCP. There's 1, there's 2. Good night, Bismarck.
Yep.
Enemy battleship.
Now, I do like how he did switch his guns because what's he going to do? Oh, look, he's shot and he's going behind an island. Oh, look, he's not detected.
Yep.
Because you don't have smoke doesn't mean he can't use his guns.
There's the fire.
There's the fire that's going to stick. Now, he's doing the right thing by backing up here, but...
And we were talking about gun range. Look at this. Had he been running AFT, the Cleveland would have detected him because his bloom would have gone out to his full gun range. But because he's got the shorter range guns, he's not being detected because the Colorado, there's an island between him and the Colorado. So, very good play there.
The other thing is, he loaded the AP, suspecting this Colorado's going to show sign. Colorado took a blind shot, but look at what he's doing damage-wise.
Yep.
He's doing 1,000 chunks, and this guy's not even full broadside. He's not even getting full shots sitting on this guy, but he's still getting very good damage. 1,000 damage from these guns. It's significant because you're putting so many shots down range. Oh, look, the Cleveland's showing side. AP, right call. 1,600.
That's
there.
it.
Yeah, Colorado.
Double strike.
Cleveland's done.
There it
There's the
is.
dog strike, and as he gets a liquidator. Excellent
Yeah.
job.
Which means
Those
that
those don't come up very often. Now,
which
the
means
only
that
reason he's still spotted is because there's a DD in the area.
Colorado flooded. He didn't DCP. He must have DCP'd earlier and it was on cooldown.
Either that or he rekeyed the R key. No, let's see. Sharnhorse, well, he's going to get detected when he rounds this, but he's going to give the Sharnhorse an oh shit moment for sure.
Uh-huh.
Now, I do like how he's slowing up here. I do like how the Sharnhorse puts up his spotter plane.
Yep. That's a good place.
Well, depending on why the Sharnhorse put it up, if he put it up to shoot at something, or if he put it up knowing that the DD's in your area, excellent play. But Game Ends denied another deletion of a battleship.
Yep.
So sad.
But the point of him stopping though was he wanted to make sure that the Scharnhorst was going to come around the corner, because that would force him to stay sideways to his torpedoes. Had he come around the corner aggressively, gotten spotted by the Scharnhorst would have just stayed bow on to him, and would have only taken 1 or 2 torps instead of taking like 8.
Well, I mean, the other thing is, I mean, you hear me.
Well, we kind of can't. You're cutting out a little bit, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you know, when we play, sometimes, I tell you, I'm sending torps against this guy. I'm going to force him to turn.
Right.
So I doing that means he's either going to eat all these torps or he's going to go broadside to somebody.
Right.
Especially in that position, he would have been broadside to somebody. It's just a question of whether or not somebody could have punished him. And as Zath loves to say, if he was using his F3 keys to draw everybody's attention to him, somebody could have gotten very nice damage if the game wasn't rude enough to end. Shame on you, enemy team, for not letting them farm more damage.
Absolutely. Well, Puddin, thanks for joining. It's been a pleasure. And guys, if you enjoyed Puddin's commentary, he's got a whole channel up, BIA World of Warships, along with a couple other gentlemen that he plays with.
Let's just call them what they are, scrubs.
And yeah, so you could check out his stuff. It's BIA World of Warships, right?
Correct.
So awesome. And as always, guys, send me replays, lordzathna @gmail.com, and do usual YouTube stuff. And hopefully you enjoy the upcoming streams of the King of the Sea Supremacy League stuff, and hopefully that stuff ends soon-ish, so I can get back to doing this every day.
Well, this should be the last week for you guys because the finals is Flaming, correct?
I don't know how that's being done yet, so it's either going to be this weekend or it's going to be this weekend plus the finals. So we'll just have to see. Stay tuned, everybody, and we'll see what happens. So
don't forget to like and subscribe.
that's right. Take care, everyone.